Hi, I'm Cassandra Vohs-Demann, and this is the A Place to Shine podcast. Let's do this.
Well, all I can say, all I can say, well, all I can say is here I am, yeah.
Hello, everyone. I'm Cassandra, and I am so excited to be taking this journey and starting this new podcast. I have wanted to do this for so long, I cannot even tell you. I chose my song, Here I Am, as the introduction to this podcast because the song still today resonates with me. I wrote it back in, I think it was maybe 2009, maybe even sooner than that. I'll have to go back and look, but I released it in an album in 2010. And it was in response to several interactions that I had had with various people where I would be told I am too much, or I am too little, or I am too emotional, or I am not emotional enough, or I am too tall, or I am too overweight or underweight, or, you know, my personality was too much. There were so many things that were pointing to me just not being okay the way that I was. So I finally sat down and wrote the song one day in response to a lot of those voices, both external and internal, as a way to process that and try to find my own power. And it is my hope that somehow this podcast might help you in one way or another find your power or embrace your voice, give you the strength and confidence and courage to move towards the things that are important to you, to talk about the things that are important to you. And I'm excited to be taking this journey. So I sat down and I wrote what I wanted to say in this first episode. So here it goes. I'm going to get very honest right off the bat. For many of us, the pandemic was a point of no return. In a split second, everything shifted into a new reality. We were navigating a new world none of us had ever experienced before. It felt apocalyptic to me. My life before was filled with musical projects, performances, students, clients, time with family, friends, and so much community. It was amazing and busy and beautiful. But the life that I was living and the pace that I was operating at was not sustainable. And then I suddenly became non-essential. The isolation that I felt during that time, spending most of my days in my house alone, with no one there but my 2 cats, and an occasional phone call from my husband or a friend or family member, started to feel like I had been put in a cage. My world, like many, became very small, and my work felt irrelevant. My husband, on the other hand, was considered essential, so he was working more than ever, which made that even harder because his stress was so high. I had so much time to sit with myself, question my life, my choices, my relationships, my work. I realized how tired my soul was. I had been pushing a box of rocks up a steep hill my whole life. At least that is what it felt like. Suddenly, there were no rocks to push. For a long time, I felt like I was in a cocoon. I had to be there. So I swaddled myself in a blanket of protection. Water, earth, fire, air, those sustained me. It was all that could. It was all we really had. Back to simple, back to nature. The earth had spoken, and still is. I tried to adjust, but my anxiety got the better of me. I fought a lot in that cocoon. I didn't want to be there. I felt trapped. I felt scared. I felt out of control. I realized that no amount of fighting or squirming or punching was going to get me out. And then I slowed my breathing. I sat. I listened to the birds. I colored. I slept. I helped where I could, and when life got even more complicated and scary, I overcame my fear and anxiety to venture out, to support, protect, and be there for my family and friends. I let go of my identity and tried on a new one. My life was no longer defined by my work, my talent, my ability to get things done. It was about survival and helping the people I love and the community I was a part of. I have always resonated with the starfish story, where the child is on the beach and all these starfish are washing up on the shore. They are going to dry up in the sun, and the child walks around and starts picking them up and throwing them back in the water. An adult who's been watching says, "You will never save them all." And the child thinks for a moment and bends down to pick up another starfish and throw it back in the water. The child turns to the adult and says, "I helped that one. It mattered to that one." During the pandemic, podcasts became my water. Listening to them became my company. The people behind those microphones became my friends. They made me feel less alone. They helped me. In many ways, they saved me. My favorite podcasts were the ones where people were telling their personal stories, sharing their journeys, their truths, and having real conversations. I have always wanted to start one. So here we are. Now at almost 54 years old, I am starting a rebirth. I've come out of my cocoon. Throughout my own journey, I have struggled with confidence and believing I have a right to my own voice, to feel okay standing up in front of people when I've gained weight, when I've lost weight as I get older, when I'm feeling like I have nothing to give, or that I have no right to be there. There are so many things that get in our heads and in our hearts when we are trying to put ourselves out there in any way. Many people might think that stepping onto this platform would be easy for me. I'm a performer, a musician, a coach, an entrepreneur, a community builder. But I've kept waiting to get it started. And to be honest, I had lost my passion for just about everything for a while. Music had always been my safety and refuge, but that safe place somehow got lost while I was pushing all those rocks up the hill. Over the past year, I made the decision to change my business and career direction. I have moved into a new chapter of my life where music is becoming my side gig for the first time in 30 years. Anytime you start something new or try a new direction or put yourself out there in a new way, stuff comes up. It always does. So maybe part of my procrastination has been a crisis of identity. Would people respect me the same way if I was no longer the music lady? Would they believe I had more to offer than music? But I know that my work as a coach and a teacher has been my greatest joy and truly what I am most proud of. Watching others discover what is possible for themselves and to be able to support them to move towards it has always driven everything I do. It is my why. I have a new company now called A Place to Shine Coaching, and it has nothing to do with music, but everything to do with who I am in the world. This podcast is just the beginning. I hope that my guests and I can help by sharing insights, struggles, successes, and lessons learned, and find new ways to redefine and redesign our lives. Let's talk about it all. Let's take this journey together. And if you take away one thing that can help you along your journey, I will have done my job. Like the starfish that was tossed back in the ocean, I will have helped that one. And maybe we could all start to lighten our box of rocks, or dump them out altogether and start over. Either way, we will have each other along the way. I hope you will join me. Thanks for listening.
Some people tell me I'm funny, and others say I'm a little loud. Well, I've been told that I'm compassionate, and at times I'm much too proud. Well, I've been called an intellectual, and there are times I'm too emotional. Well, maybe I could be a bit more practical, a little less irrational. Well, all I can say, all I could be more successful if I applied more business sense. And others say they look up to me, or they feel blessed to have me as a friend. Well, I walk a very thin line between crazy and acceptable. Well, I've been told that I'm delusional, and others say I'm inspirational. Well, all I can say, all I can say, well, all I can say is here I am, here I am, yeah. Well, I don't know what to do to make everyone feel more comfortable. So I guess that I'll just sing for you.